When I get that feeling, I want spiritual healing. Remember, guys out there, if you've got as far as setting a boundary with somebody, your silence is more powerful than engaging and playing a game with people that you never wanted to be in a game with in the first place. Remember, I didn't give my birthright away to say I wanted to be in an MK Ultra program either, right? But some demonic government and some demonic family thought it was okay and still thinks it's okay to betray me and allow me to be manipulated by weapons being forced for me to give a reaction, and a voice V to K, a voice to skull sourced weapon in my ear imitating everybody's voice, and they're all narcissists, or it's the people in my community. I still haven't got that far to know that yet. But when you go as far as setting a boundary and walking away silent with people, what I did in my old phone, and this was many years ago now, again, waiting for my manifestations to come in, being as happy as can be, again, because feeling is the secret. But I wasn't making as many videos back there. So again, it's always the good with the bad. Now I'm making more videos, 111 on the timer, but I don't have that great energy that I always have. There's my crow buddy up here. I don't know if you can see it. I think that was a crow anyway. I couldn't really see. If it is, it's good news. Anyway, I was too happy and I was not feeling confident enough in making my own videos back then enough. So I stayed stagnant at I think about like 15, 20 videos. And that's over the last couple of years. And then I was still going out watching bands, 144 on the timer, and still being invited to a couple of friends' parties here and there. But again, they weren't my friends. They were masquerading and faking in front of me. And I started to notice, because when we're sober, we notice things like that. When we're sober, we also start respecting ourselves. And when we go silent on somebody, that's giving us our respect back. That's been taken away from us since our birth. If you grew up in a narcissistic family and we're always around psychopathic energies and narcissists, again, gaslighting, manipulating you, triangulating you, and projecting all their bullshit onto you. Your silence, 222 on the timer, means I've had enough. And I did that in my old phone back a couple of years ago. But now, that silence that I said, hell yeah, I'm going to start respecting myself. I know my worth. I know what I don't want anymore. That silence that I put out there got manipulated again by bastards using my being, my body again, to manipulate my energy again by using force. So again, the narcissist coming in again, thinking they're entitled to my energy when it's a fuck no. So a whole corrupt city and a government all treating me like a scapegoat again and treating me like a piece of shit, all because they won't heal. Can you believe the audacity of these people? That they never will stop, and they have to do it illegally as well. It's a real shame for these people, man. And I hope that if they're in your direct space, you start waking up to the fact that they're just assholes, man. They're manipulating assholes. And when you have to use somebody else as a scapegoat for your own life to feel good about yourself, what's that telling you about the person? Again, I keep reminding other people, other empaths waking up to this right now. They're weak. When you got to sit there and fucking make fun of people, man, about their looks, when you're ugly yourself, it's disgusting. How can you go over to somebody's house and have a conversation with them, 3:44 on the timer, when all they're doing is slandering other people? The more you see the bigger picture, the more these people will make you want to vomit. None of their smirks, none of their evil eyes, none of their shit-eating grins, nothing they do will ever affect you again. But again, if you're a targeted individual, quite frankly, everything they're doing is affecting you at the same time. You're gaining more wisdom on what narcissism is, so you can now make more videos and you have way more confidence than you did before in your really, really great energy. And again, that had to be taken away because of somebody else who was weak. Remember, people only pick on the ones that they like, right? That's an old saying back from high school, right? Elementary school. And remember, when those narcissists decided to take on the persona of Tommy, who called them fat or punched them as a kid, and they got really mad and they became that person, they again can choose not to be Tommy or whatever mask they want to unleash. Remember, the more you keep in, the more that's what's killing our world. And I mean, quite physically, that person's killing themselves, their family, their friends, and everybody around them, all because of their selfish bastard ways. The narcissist chooses to put on a mask every single day, whatever mask that is. Again, they're the greatest actors and actresses of their own life. And I'm in a Truman Show with the actors and actresses of their own life. I should be the one getting an Oscar by now for keeping my cool, keeping the peace, and again, having respect for myself and going silent on these mofos. When you have to dominate over somebody when she said no, what's that telling you? When somebody goes silent on you, what's that telling you? To me, it's telling me that they're rapists. If they don't understand what it means, it's raping. 555 on the timer. New blessings and new changes for you too, because I called it out. Remember, if you're sitting there dead every day and you're in an 8-ball every day of your life, running from yourself, grabbing more beer, still unhealed, adding more to your anxiety, depression, fear, paranoia, again, because you live there every day if you're a narcissist, and add some shame and guilt on top of you with more lies, what's that going to do to the collective consciousness? What's that going to do to our city? This city is the forest city where I'm living. It's beautiful. Thank God there's like beautiful nature around me, or I'd be dead right now. In my good energy, I'd be dead. Because that's what these people are doing to me every day by forcing these illegal weapons on me, by still seeing me and giving me a stink eye, still stalking me, voyeuring me, gawking at me, sitting there like I'm the fucking problem, man. I gotta put this out there that if the people in my city really knew who the fuck I was, and they all did, they wouldn't have turned on me. Energy's energy, and like energy attracts like energy. But if people knew who I was and knew that out of the goodness of my heart when I went out and watched their band, and that I was genuine and that I could sing their songs and bring them positive energy while they were up on stage, what does that tell you about my character? Anyone's character. When you can go out and know for years now that everybody was mocking at you, staring at you, putting you in a psychological warfare program for just being yourself, what does that tell you about the people in my city? It tells me they're shit. These are people that I've known for over 30 fucking years, man. It tells me they're shit. And always remember, a narcissist, in order to keep their mask on, they'll say anything about you. So if you're the bright, beautiful, shining light, the empath, they're gonna fucking smear you till the day they die and they're on their deathbed. Because try to think back and reflect back to your childhood. If you had a good one, pat yourself on the back. You're very, very brave and you're very fortunate that you did. If you didn't, the empaths don't sit there in victim mentality saying, oh, my life was so shitty. I didn't get to go anywhere. I didn't do anything. No, because everything's now. So we take all those as learned lessons and we build from what we have right now. Just right where you fucking are right now. Being grateful. Taking your fucking shoes off, man, and sitting in and sitting in the grass. Being grateful for what's around you. Do you think a narcissist would ever go outside? I made a video about this the other day. No. Most of them just hate everything, so they just sit inside watching more hate. More dumb TV shows. More psychopathic movies. And again, what's that doing for the collective consciousness? That's fine. Movies are movies. That's fine. I don't watch them, and I don't knock anyone who does. But if you're sitting there watching shitty movies every day, what are you even doing to your brain? There's an old saying, right? This is your brain on drugs, and this is your regular brain. What's a narcissist brain like? I put out there that about 99.99% of them are on drugs and have more addictions than even the person they're living with right now knows about. Will they admit that? Fuck no. They'll tell you, they'll come into your life. You're sober? I'm sober too. And then you'll move in with these people, the 90-day fiance, and you'll find out they're a raging alcoholic. And not only do they do cocaine, but they do meth and heroin too. Sorry, I just forgot to tell you that. as I was swindling you. So I'm putting some caution tape out there for the people that when you tune into my video, if you can see yourself in me, if you can relate to what I'm putting out there, again, it's not going to be relatable for everybody, and that's the way that we were made, to be unique, to be ourselves. But again, the way I'm presenting myself in this day and age right now, in the very moment, these assholes, these narcissists will also be saying stuff. This is what they would do for you too. If you're growing, they'll say things like, who does she think she is? Look at her. Look at her, walking around by herself, minding her own business. How dare her? That's how they are. Now, are you going to sit there and waste your life with these people? God forbid you have a child with one of these monsters. God forbid I grew up with monsters and I'm still alive to shout my story from the fucking rooftop, man. But I don't sit there in victim mentality, and the narcissist does. And I know if you're an empath watching this, you're not like that either. And it's very brave and courageous and strong. 11:11 on the timer, so make a wish. My wish today is for these scalar weapons to get the fuck off of me, because again, intruding on my birthright, my free will, as a sovereign being, and you're a sovereign being too, so you can affirm, I am a sovereign being. Sovereignty now, sovereignty now. The divine in me sees the divine in you. And ask yourself today, could you say that to a narcissist? I try to see myself in everybody when any encounter I have with people, but I will not see myself, and I will not ever be able to affirm the divine in me sees the divine in you to a narcissist. Because they're little babies, boys and girls. You took away their toy, like I was the toy that they got to fuck around with forever now. Not just one person, everybody. There's a saying, I ought to slap the taste right out of your fucking motherfucking mouth. And you know how bad I'd love to do that to so many people in this city right now? You know how bad I'd love to get abusive and give it back to them and put on a pair of Doc Martens and give them a Doc Marten dental plan? But it's not me. It never has been. That's their energy. So when we grow, we keep glowing. We let go of hate, fear, shame, guilt, because we've healed now for 7 years. We've said no to cocaine, man. You know how brave that is? We said no, we don't want to be an abusive, fall down drunk anymore and hurt the ones we love. So we say no to that too. And then we're just left with ourselves. We're a big fucking mess, man. On the ground, not even able to get up after facing 1,000,000 dark nights of the soul. Asking, how am I going to get through another fucking day? How am I going to do it? Oh, there's a bunch of crows up there now. I'll have to look them up. I think it's 2. I turned the camera around. I don't know if you can see. But there's 2 and they're really caw-cawing, so I'll have to look up the spiritual meaning of that. Could mean people are gossiping about me. You never know. But keep in mind, when these narcissists are in my ear all day long, again, it's like the narcissist, right? They're the ones, if you're like me, it's the narcissist, just like the government. They're instilling fear in you. And in my ear all day, it's those dumb voices like that too. Very much of the toxic family I got rid of. These people, what are you going to do, Lynn? Or today was just like magic again. And when you can have a magical day, it's nothing like too crazy. But I don't have many shorts and capris, and I got over my fear of showing my legs. Today I walked to the closet, found a bathing suit as a bra, had a tank top, took a shower. I was grateful for that. And I found a pair of pants that I had, and I rolled them up. Didn't even know they would stay up. And I thought, wow, this actually looks amazing. And again, for all the girls out there that I used to hang out with, they would remember probably when I was drunk, I used to change 8,000 times before I went out, and I'd make the best man, the one that I loved the most, wait for me because I had no self-esteem because of narcissists, because they made you feel ugly. Remember, it's them that feels ugly though. It was never you, and it was never me. Even in my ugliest moments, I still was kind to people. Kind of, again, I'll say it again, kind of like a Robin Williams girl. I always smiled because I never wanted anyone to know how I truly felt deep down inside. Look at me now. And then look at the narcissist. They're not even hiding themselves because they don't want anyone to see what they really are. But are they? Because why couldn't they just be like that then? Maybe now they'll take on that persona now and say that, oh, I didn't tell you because I just wanted, but they're not. They're not the ones being nice and kind to people smiling. They're assholes. It's not a persona like I didn't want anyone to know how I felt deep down inside. It's because they're a fucking monster, man. They're not being kind to you at all. Now, on the spiritual journey, we come into ourselves just as we are right now, and we didn't need those fucktards anymore, man. Truly, when you think about it, we didn't need them at all. But you won't know that until you keep going. And again, you got to think of them like that parasite that they are, that energy vampire, because that's all they are. They're dead, shallow, hollow, aggressive, a bully. And I got to say, for the empaths out there, if you're not like them, you got to have enough balls to go on your journey. And a lot of people that could have been further ahead of me, not that I was competing, but if I think about a couple people in my city that could have been way further than me, it's because they're stuck. Because they're too afraid to let go of the family. They're too afraid to let go of the friends. What will they think of me? You're still people pleasing. You're still being codependent on other people. And if you're not a narcissist, you can do it. You can get away from these people. But you gotta keep going, and you can't let anyone ever drag you back. What's that person doing? Are they even your friend? Think about it. Remember, with a narcissist, it's always a transaction. It's an abusive transaction. With a real person, we have unconditional love for everybody, but not for narcissists anymore. No. You don't get to fucking take the fucking good work that I put into myself, but I will serve for other people as a humanitarian. Because again, I'm pretty sure my story will hit somebody. And that's how the universe aligns things, right? So when I put my message out there, again, I'm not looking at how many views did I get. It's like when I was drunk on Facebook. How many likes can I get? I have no self-esteem taking selfies. Oh my God, so-and-so they loved that they said I was pretty. And you're counting everything, right? It's not like that. It's not a competition like that. But that's the only thing the narcissist has. And again, they're getting they're getting supply from anybody. Anybody. And they'll go fuck anybody too. So remember that when they won't ever be with somebody. They won't hold your hand and walk gracefully through the mall with you or anywhere, unless you're like a supermodel. And even if you are a supermodel, they'll find something wrong with you. And again, it will always be within that 90 days of the love bombing stage. Because they can't love themselves, they'll start to really devalue you, and you'll be right back down on the ground again where they are. And you'll be starting over again, going to your first AA meeting, your first CA meeting, or your first NA meeting, when you had the power right within fucking inside you, man. And that's what the government didn't want you to know. And that's exactly what a narcissist is. They didn't want you to know that. Your own family didn't want you to know that, because our families were fucking jealous and envious of us from day one. They saw the divine spark in you. Some of your own siblings don't even fucking like you. Well, you're still out there drinking with them. You're still pretending we're bros. This is my best bro. Sisters and brothers that fucking hate each other, man. Say no. If one of the siblings took on the narcissism role because they were the golden child, and now they think they're all high and mighty, and they took on that role of the narcissistic abusive parent, and you're somebody that's even just still drinking, but you're an empath, say no. You got to learn to start saying no and saying yes to you and saying no to anything that's not for you anymore. Are you going to get older now for the people that are not too old, like the karmic family I came from, almost 80, pushing 80, still lying? What about the people closer to my age, 49, 50, 45, 40 and up? When you're sitting there getting drunk every day with these siblings and these false friends, do you feel good? Because you should know that you are good on your own. And I know I'm resonating with a lot of people in my very own hometown, man, because there's a lot more empaths in the city than just me. But they've all been fooled, and they've all been treated like shit by their own family and their own siblings. And they feel like there's no way out, but there is. There is. So for those people today, I'm going to ask you to go to the mirror today When you're brushing your teeth or running the water, be grateful for that, and be grateful that you survived another fucking day in amongst these assholes. Because if you're not like them, you can still get away. 20 minutes, 20:00 on the clock, which means very spiritually evolved with the zeros. So I'm going to leave that at that today. But again, for the people that are resonating with this, you got to get away, man. You got to know you have the power inside. And always remember, your true love is out there for you. God created somebody for everybody, man. And if you're just okay with who you're with and you don't really love them and you're just like, meh, okay, let's order some food and let's go get a six-pack and watch boring TV, like, and you're not even going out living anymore, what are you doing? Because I would love to have that right now. And because the force and the evil in my city, that's not allowing the greatest guy of all time to come into my life for a reunion right now. So therefore, again, that tells you the narcissists don't love. So if you are like me, and again, you are living with one, married to one, whatever the case is, remember, they don't love themselves, so they don't love you. So quite frankly, they're using you. Just like the city's using me as a scapegoat because the narcissist can't heal, that person that you're living with, you better fucking check and make sure, because the narcissist doesn't love you. They're more afraid to be alone than you are. They're more afraid to be alone than you are. It's just you're cloaked in their energy. And narcissists have been getting away with this since the beginning of time. They're cloakers. They project all their bullshit onto you, and then they steal your energy, and they make you feel worthless, ugly, and stupid when it's been them the whole time, posing in front of you, big and mighty, wearing a fucking mask, whatever one they want to put on again in the morning, because you know they didn't sleep. They laid awake all night in bed. Again, going to bed in shame, waking up in shame, not letting out any fucking pain, man, but projecting it onto everybody else. Does that sound like a fucking human being? It's fucking weak, man. It's cold and manipulative, and it's calculated. And they lay there every night in the bed, and they fucking create another illusion how they're going to make it through the day without that fucking mask falling off. Again, the biggest actors and actresses of their own life. I'm going to find a frequency to put in today, and it's something like that. Again, my shaman buddy, and it's about trying to break free, like having a cleansing of your body, because we've all been the best. 22 on the timer. We've all been the best actors and actresses at some point in our own life. And I know very much when I was into cocaine, I was an actress. I thought I was fooling everybody, man, even fooling myself. I'm not addicted to this. I hit a massive rock bottom every night when I don't have a credit line anymore because I'm on a bankruptcy. But I had a credit line, and every day, every Thursday, I'd go get that next 8-ball, and I'd hang out with people that would use me and fucking steal all the 8-ball and never gave me money back. And they were misogynist men that treated me like shit. So lesson learned there for me, right? But again, I didn't do cocaine with the fiance I had because he was awesome, and he still is. That's the person I deserved the whole time. But because of not healing my childhood wounds, I didn't know that, because of everybody else's bullshit on top of me. And if you have it all right now, or you did at one point, and you have a feeling that you could ever get somebody back, you just heal yourself. And again, you don't keep constantly thinking about somebody, because the energy's not going to be right. And again, if somebody's sending you energy, somebody keeps popping in. I think that the universe has blocked out a lot of people for me, so they all have to do it illegally. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening with me, because it used to happen a lot, where a lot of people that I've already cut the cord with would pop in, and I'm like, why are they coming in again? But when that happens as well, it's because you got to cut the cord, and there's more left with your story. Maybe another lesson, that you got to go tell somebody to fuck off. And the universe will reward you. I'm not saying go punch somebody in the face, but when you stand up for yourself, I promise you, as above, so below, you'll get rewarded. And it will always come to you when you're out walking in your day. Again, if you don't pay attention, you're not going to notice, but there's signs around you. And again, it all starts with you taking your power back away from these narcs. And again, if you are living with somebody and you don't love them, remember, the narc will never love you. But if you're somebody like me who's an empath and you have that unconditional love to offer anybody, not the narc anymore though, remember, your true divine counterpart is out there, and they're waiting for you. And you're never going to get to that. You're never going to get to that next level because you've already fucking sold yourself short. Most of you have sold yourself short, again, because of narcissists. 2444. So think about that today on your journey, where you are sitting right now, again, with your same 8-ball, your same beer, not the same one because you want to go get more. Remember that. Remember, you could have a miracle story, and I am living a miracle right now. Again, it's a correction course just to where you are right now. That's what a miracle is. But a narc wouldn't believe that, because they're just okay being that asshole. They'd rather lie. They'd rather cheat. They'd rather steal. They'd rather wheel and deal. They'd rather not be real. And if you're a real one, you got a bigger mission inside of you, man. And remember, everybody's chosen every day. But when you choose yourself, that's the true chosen ones. So I'm going to leave that at that. And if something's meant to come back to you, it's always going to come back to you once you put that work into yourself. I always do that analogy. Fill your cup first. Keep in mind, if I had 2 drinks in my hand right now, with water, with any drink, start mixing that together with the people. Put like get a water, pour a little bit of Coke into that. Not this kind of Coke, the brown, like the pop. And that's what you're doing. You're contaminating. So your clear crystal water that you already had, you being a divine being, congregating with narcissists, it's getting swampy, man. It's fucking swampy. And some of that clear water now has that brown Coca-Cola on the top of it, and it's black. And now you've become black, like their heart. Black. Your heart's black because they wanted that for you. It's nothing to do with color of skin. It's the blackness of what these people do to you in your heart. So wherever you are on the planet, remember, if you're still doing drugs and you're drinking, and that's not for you anymore, it's okay. You can go to a meeting. You can say, I'm powerless. I can't keep going on like this. Maybe your mask is ready to fucking come off, man. The empaths. Because you're the ones hurting, you're carrying the weight of all the narcissists. And I'm telling you right now, when I hid from my childhood wounds of feeling unworthy and ran off to do cocaine with like psychopaths and narcissists, remember, you only hide doing cocaine from somebody that you love, really love, like your divine counterpart. Because if you were healed and we were all made beautiful as children and didn't have any healing, life would be boring, right? But it's a fucking lot of work, man. But what are you going to do? Are you going to let 2717, you going to let these people steal everything from you? Or are you going to give your fucking self some love back, man? So that maybe that love that you already had when you weren't healed is going to come right in divine timing. And then now you don't do any drugs and you don't even drink. Because now you're ready for that fucking amazing man that you already had, but it was stolen from you. It was stolen from everybody else, and it was stolen because I didn't value and love myself, and now I do. So with that in mind, I'm going to say, I'm silently wanting these fucking, my wish for the 1111 is that these scalar weapons and these people attacking my body, like necromancy and this grossness that's all over top of me, the evil of my city, I'm going to fucking send that up to the light, and I'm going to ask the divine to do what's right with that energy, and please maneuver it around the world into light, crystal clear light, and send that out to other people in the world. And I'm going to send you some light right now, wherever you are. And wherever you are on the planet, I'm rooting for you. But you got to root for yourself first. Wherever you are on the planet, keep going. Keep rising, grand rising. You're here right now because something special is happening on the planet. The narcissist doesn't want to be a part of that. Don't let them steal your sunshine. Namaste.